Well, hey everybody. Hi. I am so excited. I think we're live. Yes, we are. So, hi everybody. If you actually have a Gmail account or if you have a YouTube account, you can actually chat to us right in the chat bar. And what I love is actually hearing right from you. So I want to know in the chat bar, where are you listening in from? And while you guys are getting to know each other in the chat bar, I'm just going to share a little bit about what you guys can expect tonight, this evening. And I'm just so grateful, so excited to have all of you joining us tonight. So go ahead and tell us where you are from, where you're listening in from, and we will go ahead and get started. And just curious, who here has had some like funky issues going on with hormones? You can tell us. This is a safe space. So how many of you right here feel as though there have just been some changes in your body, in your hormones? Things are just a little bit funky right now. How many of you are feeling me on any of that right now? I love it. So Shay 59 and struggling. Who else right now? I know that I'm 42 and I'm going to take you back to once upon a time 1 year ago. And we're really going to dive into some of the things that I was personally struggling with. But before I actually dive into that, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you can expect tonight. We're going to do some giveaways. We're going to do some prizes. But I also want to just let you know that this is an opportunity for you to just really take care of yourself. This is an opportunity for you to really reflect and to think about where you are in your own wellness journey. And if you are somebody who is one of those people who genuinely give so much time, energy, and all of your gifts to other people that at the end of the day, sometimes there's just not much left for yourself, I want you to know that you are in good company, because I find that a lot of the women that I talk to are very much like that. And so I wanted to share a little bit about what you can expect tonight. And I'm so excited for you because you've decided to take this hour out of your busy schedule for yourself. And for that, I want you to know that it is my intention to make sure that I am filling your cup, that I am supporting you, that I am giving you all of the information that you might need on your journey. So what to expect? Number one, we're going to hear from real women, and we're not going to just spew out all of the facts about here are the things that are going on in all of your hormones. We'll talk a little bit about what's happening, but we want you to hear real stories of real women that I guarantee you are probably going to see yourself in. We are going to give you a vision of what it looks like to be hormonally happy. And for some of you on this call right now, you may think that you are hormonally happy and that what is actually happening is just you getting older. But I want to share with you that that might not be actually the case. And there's some tweaks and changes that you can make that aren't or that are going to help you feel better overall. We're going to give you some hope. We're going to give you some education. And we want you to know that you aren't broken, that there's probably just a few things that need to be adjusted, but you are designed wonderfully on purpose. And then we're going to give you a sneak peek into what you can actually look like and feel like in the next 90 days. So does that sound good? I want to hear yes, if that is the case. I also want to tell you what this is not. This is not going to be a quick fix. We're not going to talk about diet fads. We're not going to talk about any type of stimulant endorsement. And we're also not going to be demonizing hormones. And actually, I'm going to be bringing in a speaker tonight, and her name is Carrie. And we went back and forth about right now how much we're hearing about hormone health, and we're hearing about the bad and the evils of it. But actually, hormones are a really great thing, and they're very purposeful in your body. So we're going to talk about how they are actually good. This is also not going to be a science overload, because I don't know about you, but I actually don't think like that. I think in terms of story, and it is not going to be a supplement pitch, but we are going to educate you on some of the things that my friends and I have been using and have seen a difference in. But before I get into any of that, I'm going to take you back into once upon a time 1 year ago. And so yes, this is me 1 year ago. And I want to paint the picture for you. So 1 year ago, around this time, things were really changing in my life. Things were just starting to, what I thought at the time were falling apart. What I realize now seemed to be that they were falling into place. But my life at that time 1 year ago was incredibly, incredibly stressful. I had at that time two businesses that I ran. One of them was with one of my really good friends, and things were just falling apart behind the scenes. And then on top of that, there were rumors circulating about some things that were going on the business that I was a part of for 12 years. And then pile that on top of our finances struggling a little bit. And then you pile that on top of really busy schedules with my boys, both of them involved with hockey. And so my husband and I were traveling a lot in different directions. And here is what ended up happening. I was doing everything right. I was working out. I was taking care of my body. I was eating well. And yet something was off. I was putting on weight, and very specifically, I was putting on a lot of belly weight. You can see it in the green shirt that I'm wearing. And I was wired and tired. And if anyone has experienced this, this is for, especially for the women on this call right now, who you feel like there's squirrels that just circulate in your brain all the time. And you go to lay down at night and you're exhausted. Like you fall into bed so tired, but you are wired. And so you wake up and then you're writing out your to-do list and you're thinking about all the things that need taken care of and you're doing all of the things, right? So how many of you are like, yep, that's me? And I was working out. I was eating healthy. I had these little color-coded containers that I was using because I knew I had to get my act together, although my act was really together. But then I was drinking a lot of water and I just lost a lot of energy in the afternoon. And even when I did sleep, it was really, really restless. And on top of that, not to be TMI, but my digestion was definitely off. Things just didn't feel right in my stomach at all. And so I did attempt to make some changes. And I don't know about you, but I go on to Instagram or I go on to Facebook and somebody is endorsing something and it looks like it might actually work. So one of the first things that I did is I tested out macros. Failed miserably. The next thing that I did is I got out my color-coded containers and I did some portion control. And then I was like, this ain't working either. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into calorie deficit because that's what I did in my 20s and it seemed to work just fine for a season. And then I said, okay, I'm going to change up my workouts. I went from these light workouts to this really intense trainer who was telling me about all of the things that I needed to do and lift and feel so strong. And I was not. And then I had a strict meal plan. And then I tested out every supplement under the sun. And nothing was changing. And so they say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And that was me in my 20s and in my 30s. And yet there was something about what was happening in my 40s that said, it has to stop. This cycle needs to stop. I am the one that needs to break the habit. I am the one that needs to stop looking at everything that I am doing as in or out diet culture. Like I have to lose weight. I hated the way that I felt. And as I got older, I started to see it not just in my belly, but on my face too. I looked tired. I looked as though I had aged significantly. And stress does that to a lot of us. But so does high cortisol. So does our hormones being not in a healthy space. And I want to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. And so tonight, we're going to talk about 7 specific principles. We're going to talk about 7 things that you can do today, and not necessarily by changing up all your supplements or, rerouting your entire life, but there's simple principles that we're going to talk to you about tonight. And on a personal level, because of what I have done over the past 11 months, almost 11 months, that says moons, sorry about that. Over the past 11 months, I have lost 11 pounds. And those 11 pounds were actually lost in the first, I would say about 9 months, but I've kept them off in that time. But that's great. That's awesome. But here's what else has happened. My skin has drastically changed. I have my glow back. I am sleeping better. My joint pain, inflammation gone. My PMS symptoms, I don't have them month to month. I don't have a dependency on sleep aids, which I had during that very stressful season of my life. There isn't inflammation. And in the morning, I wake up with energy like we are supposed to. And when I go to bed, I'm ready to go to bed. And so if that is you right now, I want you to know that you might be sitting here going, I want that picture. I want where she is now, but I have to paint the picture of you understanding this is not where I was last year. This is not where I was last year. And it can be your story too. But I want you to understand that most of what we think right now about diet is going to have to change. I'm going to add my friend Carrie to the screen, and she's going to talk about a few different things that we can be focusing on right now. So Carrie, I'm going to head ahead and add you.
Hey guys, I'm Carrie. I would love to know. I was just sitting here like listening to every word Katie was saying. I would love to know if any of you have ever sat there and just gotten angry at your body or felt defeated in your body. Like, I just want to have a real talk moment for a second because I've been there. And if you felt yourself at all with what Katie was saying, then you might have been there too. And I think our society really leans into that and likes to tell us women that our bodies are the problem, when in actuality, they are beautiful. They are wonderfully created and uniquely designed. And we have these beautiful, wonderful thing called hormones, but they can get out of whack. Okay. So there can be a problem. What is interesting that most people don't realize is that a lot of your hormones are influenced by your gut health. It's because almost every major endocrine organ in your body is influenced by your gut, either directly or indirectly. So Katie promised we're not going to spit a lot of science at you, and I promise I'm not going to do that either. So let's think of it as like if your gut was like the conductor of a symphony, and the symphony is your endocrine organs, your hormones, all of those things. When the conductor has everything on point and on rhythm, the music is beautiful and it is wonderful. But if something's off in the conduction, then it is just a mess, right? It is chaotic. You don't know where that horn came from. That is our body, right? Like, we feel the cravings, the bloat, we have trouble sleeping, brain fog. Anyone? This slide talks about serotonin a little bit because that is developed in our gut. Over 70% of our serotonin, that's our happy hormone. If you guys have ever heard of serotonin, it supports calmness, happiness, and emotional stability. So the interesting thing about that is a lot of gut issues, because they can affect serotonin production, often show up as anxiety. Guys, I have a fly in here. Brain fog, or moodiness. What also happens in our life to affect our gut health and affect our hormones and wreak havoc on everything besides flies is stress. Y'all, back to school. I don't know if anyone else is feeling this right now, but stress can play into it. Processed food, lack of sleep, sugar, caffeine, they all can throw your gut off balance. So let's chat a little bit about what the red flags and the green flags are in terms of your hormonally happy ever after. Okay. Because it's important for us not just to spit a bunch of science out at you, but for you to actually realize, like, okay, what's normal and what's not normal? Because I think a lot of things that are common are considered normal, but it's just because they're common. It's not because that's the way your body was actually designed to behave. Okay. So red flag. Okay, let's go through those first. If any of these speak to you, throw me a little red flag in the comments if you can find that emoji, or just like throw whichever one you're really feeling in the comments. So, all right, afternoon energy crash. You're not getting through the day without an afternoon coffee. You've got some insane sugar cravings after lunch, or you need a nap, right? Like, just to make it through the day. Brain fog. You're forgetting simple things. You're struggling to focus. Maybe you have that issue where you start the sentence and you're like, what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? It's not coming. Brain fog. Or maybe one of my big things is you start to have these uncontrollable cravings for sugar, carbs, salty snacks. Not just the fact that you enjoy them and you want to have them, but they literally feel impossible to resist even when you're not really hungry. Restless sleep. So you're exhausted, but you can't fall asleep. That's that wired and tired that Katie was talking about. Or maybe you wake up at 2 a.m. and your mind's just going like at 2 o'clock in the morning when it should just be quiet, right? Or me personally, I'll fall asleep super easily, but then I'll find myself like tossing and turning all night long and not actually get good restful sleep. Something else that's a red flag: mood swings. I said it. Irritability, snapping at your family because you're just mentally overloaded, feeling like your emotions are going like this. Like 1 second you're super happy and the next second you're like, I want to kill everyone. Did I say that live? That happens though. Okay. Other red flag: bloat, stubborn weight. You guys, this is a big one. I think this is the one we all focus on because it's the one that makes us feel the least confident. I think just your clothes are starting to fit tight. Your belly feels like it's getting swollen. No matter what you do, the scale won't move, right? Has anyone experienced that one? Because I have. Okay, those are the main red flags. Let's talk. Oh, I forgot joint pain. How did I forget that? I'm a physical therapist. Joint pain, that also can be hormonal. It's not just arthritis. It can be hormonal. All right, let's go. Let's flip it. Let's talk green flags because it's much more fun to talk about the green flags. How should your body feel? How actually should it feel? No matter what age you are, what is the sign of a happy, healthy body? Steady energy all day long, you guys. You wake up rested, you don't crash in the afternoon, and you feel, sorry, now I'm having a squirrel brain. You're not relying on sugar, coffee, or energy drinks to get through your day. Balanced hunger and cravings. You can actually enjoy food without constant cravings, and you're really in tune with when your body is hungry and when it's actually satisfied, so you're not overeating. That's a big one. Like actually feeling the hunger and eating because you're hungry and then stopping when you're full, that's normal. Restful, restorative sleep. You fall asleep easily, you stay asleep through the night, and you wake up feeling refreshed and ready for your day. Can I get an amen? Who wants to feel that way? Clear mind and stable mood. You have no more brain fog. You can actually find your words. The irritability is lower, less of an emotional roller coaster. You can focus during your day and you feel grounded and confident. And then this last one, the confident body cues. That plays into that weight, right? How I said like that really messes with us because we just don't feel as confident. When your hormones are happy and healthy, I'm not saying you're going to have a six pack, but you're going to feel good in your body. Your bloat is reduced, your skin looks brighter, and your cycle or maybe some midlife transitions that you might be going through feel much more manageable. Yes, of course, you will still have symptoms of something like perimenopause or menopause, but it is much more manageable when your hormones are in a happier place. Okay, so let's chat through. I will just introduce you to our case studies, and then Katie's going to like take you through them, right, Katie? Okay. Are they on the slide? Okay, there you go. I was like, I don't see them. Okay. Do you want to, why don't you take it away, Katie? Yeah. You're muted though.
Got it. Perfect. All right. So what we're going to do right now is I'm actually going to take you through what I call case studies. And case studies are going to be a little bit different than just testimonials because the purpose is to allow you to start to see yourself in some of these stories. And as I have been really focused on building this business, yes, with Neora, the company that we are a part of, I've been very, very curious about who is going to benefit from these products. And so I started to actually do a little bit of investigating. I started to really get curious with our team members, with their customers, who is going to see incredible results with these products. So I want to actually give you scenarios. And while I'm giving you these scenarios, I actually encourage you to think about, where do I see myself in this? And so I'm going to give you 3 very specific scenarios, and I want you to tell me which one you most relate to right now. Okay, so we have Jen. We're going to meet Jen, and she's actually on tonight, but Jen is actually what we would call your serial yo-yo dieter. So if there's any serial yo-yo dieters in here, I want you to raise your hand. All right, yo-yo here. Then we have Elizabeth, who understands health, nutrition. She works out, she takes care of herself, she eats well. She's really fatigued and keeps gaining weight, can't figure it out, right? Anybody else? How about people who are just getting older and you almost think to yourself, this is just the way it's supposed to be, right? So it might be the belly bloat, it might be the inflammation, it might be the joint pain, but it's that feeling of just getting older. So how many of you right now relate to one of them, or maybe you see yourself in a little bit of all of them? And I'm going to actually go a little bit further and tell you a little bit about where each one of these women really were in their journey. So I first want to introduce you to Jen. And as you can see, Jen has had a heck of a transformation. And this is a 1-year transformation. And actually, Jen is down 23 pounds. Jen is in her 40s. And Jen started to realize that she, as somebody who was our serial yo-yo dieter, she had spent her entire life in diet culture. And I relate to this because I started my first diet in 4th grade, and God bless my mom. She really thought like, this is just what we do. And she introduced me to health and wellness, but I was also introduced to things like the Atkins diet and no carbs and Weight Watchers and Smart Ones. I don't know if anyone remembers Smart Ones, but those things. So I was very much in that culture too. And what I loved about what Jen shared in her story is she started to see this weight go up. And she said, this isn't just about me, but this is about the health of my future. And this is for my kids and my grandkids. And how many of you going to go, yep, I get that. Like I might not feel like I did in my 20s, but I deserve to feel good. I want to feel really, really good. And that was what the shift was for Jen. And she started to think about how she could do this without a quick fix, because quick fixes were the story of her teenage years, her 20s, her 30s, and it no longer needed to be what she was going into in her 40s. She wanted to show her children something else. And specifically, she wanted to align with supplements that were designed to support body naturally, the body naturally. So there's a difference between supplements that support and supplements that stimulate. And in her case, as somebody who was a nurse and has that background, she understood that she could not keep going with the quick fix because it was wreaking havoc on her hormones, because she was up, she was down, she was up, she was down. And so she decided to just stay consistent for the long haul. And that meant that even if at first it didn't feel like she was seeing results, she was going to trust the process. What I love about Jen's story is that she is down 23 pounds, and she will share maybe a little bit more about that. She has found supplements that help her. And I love that she even mentioned she cannot imagine life without the cleanse and calm, which we'll introduce you to this evening as well. But most importantly, she feels supported, balanced, and free from diet culture. I want you to imagine for a second what that could look like for you to be free of diet culture. If it still has a grip on you, or if you too feel like, I just want to be free of it as well. I want to take another minute to introduce you to one of our other amazing brand partners. I think I saw her in the chat, so I'm sure she can actually give a little bit more information here as well. This is Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, actually, when I talked with Elizabeth was at rock bottom. Elizabeth was one of those girls who was like, I'm working with a personal trainer. I'm doing all the things right. I am focused on my nutrition. I work out every single day, but something was going on. And she was noticing that her clothes were not fitting the way that she wanted them to. Her sleep, like many of us, I saw in the chat thread, her sleep was broken and she needed those daily naps to function. How many of you right now feel like you need the daily naps to function? So what did she decide to do? She decided to go with supplements that were going to support her gut and her hormones. And she was also going to start prioritizing sleep and rest instead of those 5, 6 hours a night, which so many of us think that is just normal, but it's killing us. Then she was going to start adding these sustainable habits that we're going to be talking through this evening as well. What's really cool is that Elizabeth is down 9 pounds. Her images obviously tell a really great story. She's sleeping better than she has in years, even with toddlers. She has brain clarity, digestion reset. That means the regularity. There isn't bloating anymore. And I love this last comment that she feels lighter and more confident. But I'll let Elizabeth kind of light up the chat bar and share a little bit more of her journey, because I have one more woman to share with you. Naomi, right? So Naomi was talking about how she felt like her body was betraying her. And that sentence alone hooked me. And the reason it hooked me is because I got that. 1 year ago, I was right where she was too. My body, I felt like it was literally betraying me. I was doing everything right, but the weight kept going up. And in her case, it was the stubborn belly fat too. Painful bloating, eating in a deficit because nothing was working. So that frustration, that struggle. She even had hormone testing that revealed her body was horribly out of balance. Here's the shift. Again, she decided on natural, clean supplements. That means no stimulants, safe long-term. She also focused on managing her stress, reducing her caffeine, prioritizing her sleep. And now, 6 months later, her weight has stabilized. Her bloat is gone. Her energy is sustained. Her sleep is restful, and her glow has returned. And most importantly, she feels confident and pretty again. The reason I wanted to share you through these women's stories is because they aren't necessarily going to be stories of these 1 month over mind-blowing transformations, but women who chose a natural path through habits and through supplements that are designed to support what your body should be doing naturally. So you have Jen, who is a yo-yo dieter. You have Elizabeth, who is fit and fabulous. And you have Naomi, who has her glow back. How many of you right now are looking at this going, I want that. I want that. Maybe it's the weight loss that you want, or maybe it's just to feel better, or maybe it's just for a really great night of sleep. Or maybe it's you want your energy during the day, or you just want to feel like you did when you worked out before and you don't feel tired afterwards. Can I get an amen on all of this, please? What I want to do now is I actually want to bring Carrie back, because she said to me when we were getting ready to present this, she said, I know that we could talk about the science, and I know that and we will get into that over 90 days. But before we do any of that, it's so important that you understand the vision of how you want to feel. So right now, before these 3 women started their supplement routine and started these new habits, this was there before. So I'm going to add Carrie back to the stage to talk through those things.
Hey. So guys, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. As much as I'm loving seeing the chat light up, I actually want you to just close your eyes with me for a minute. Right there in your living room, wherever you are. No one's going to judge you. And I'm going to take you through a day that might feel normal to you right now. This is the day in the life of someone who does not have a hormonally happy ever after. Okay, so we're closing our eyes. All right, it's morning. Your alarm clock has gone off for the 5th time, and you finally drag yourself out of bed. You walk slowly or quickly, depending on how much you need your coffee, over to the coffee machine and get your cup first thing because you need it. You are literally just trying to function in the morning. A little later in the morning, around 10 a.m., you're reaching for maybe that muffin in the break room or those chips in the vending machine because you've got some cravings and you're tired and you just need to satisfy that a little bit. You're already kind of starting the day feeling like you're behind, right? You don't feel like you're on top of your game. By the afternoon, come lunchtime, you eat. Maybe it's the healthiest thing in the world. It could be a salad, right? But you're still feeling bloated. It's like it doesn't matter what you eat. You still feel uncomfortable afterwards. And then you are struggling to get through the rest of your afternoon because your energy is low. You are maybe running out to Starbucks real quick for another coffee. Maybe you are at home and you just want to take a little nappy nap so you can get through the rest of the day. You're starting to feel irritable. You're getting a little short, maybe with your coworkers, maybe with your children, definitely with your husband. You're overstimulated. And again, you're craving the sugar, the snacks. You're trying to make dinner and you're like eating all the things while you're making dinner because you're just trying to keep your energy up to keep going. Your focus is not there. And then come the evening, you are exhausted. You just want to go to bed, but your brain won't stop. And it is so hard to fall asleep. So you decide to watch some Netflix on the couch because why not? And there you are with your bag of chips, just mindlessly numbing out to the TV while you're chewing whatever, I don't know, your favorite snack is. Finally take yourself to bed, make yourself get in bed, eventually fall asleep, and you toss and turn all night. And then the next morning, you wake up to do it all over again, but you feel more tired than you were when you went to bed. Okay, you can open your eyes, guys. I'm sorry. Was that depressing? Does that feel like a normal day to anyone right now? Let's go into a happier place. Let's go into our hormonally happy place and what that looks like. All right, so go ahead. Close your eyes again with me. This is going to be a fun one, I promise. All right, you're sleeping. You wake up, your eyes open. Your alarm clock has not even gone off. You feel rested. You are ready to get out of bed and get on with your day. You go downstairs, get a glass of water because you're thirsty. And then eventually you think, oh, I'd like to enjoy my cup of coffee, but you're not craving it. Your skin looks brighter. Your mood is lighter. You're starting your day feeling confident, steady. You've got calm energy as you head into the school drop off or go off to work. You're not reaching for snacks mid-morning. You're actually feeling really great until lunchtime and not feeling like you need that sugar or that other cup of coffee. You're focused. You're in control. You eat your lunch. You feel super satisfied, not stuffed. You're not experiencing any bloating or pain. Your clothes are fitting super comfortably and you look super cute, by the way, because this is our vision, right? Like we look on point today. Your energy is steady. You're not desperate for any more sugar or caffeine, and your hunger cues make sense again. All right. You can start to make your dinner without feeling like you need to eat the whole kitchen while you're making dinner. You feel productive. You're present. You're engaging with your family. You're laughing with your coworkers. You don't feel foggy and irritable. You are focused and you are there. Come the evening, your body and your mind start to wind down. You're getting a little sleepy, as you should, but you're not running into the pantry and grabbing snacks at 9 a.m. You feel good. Maybe you choose to watch Netflix. That's on you. You do you, but you don't feel like you have to sit there with snacks the whole time. You decide to go to bed. You fall asleep quickly. And get this, you stay asleep through the entire night, y'all. The entire night. And you wake up the next day feeling restored. You feel ready for your day. And you even notice that your confidence in your skin and your glow and just your whole self is coming back. Okay, now you can open your eyes. Guys, how good does that feel? So good. You're muted again, Katie.
I keep muting because I think I'm going to talk while you're doing it. And I'm like, but you guys, in the comments section, how many of you want that vision? How many of you want that vision that Carrie just painted for you? Because that actually is how we are designed to feel. We are truly designed to feel hormonally happy. And that means that there might be some small adjustments and changes that we need to make in order to feel that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to overhaul our entire life. I will tell you that the minor changes that I'm going to talk to you tonight about, they're simple. They're not complicated at all. And they can be life-changing for so many women who are in this season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through what hormonally happy ever after can really look like, what we focus on naturally, and then I'm going to actually introduce you to Jen, who is going to talk about how we get there. Like, what is the actual process inside of our body that needs to be happening to actually get there? So the things that we can apply right now, And I gave this a 7-part framework. It's funny because the company and the supplements that we are going to be talking about, when I was first introduced to it, they talked about the 6-part framework, but I added one because the one that I think is super important is actually sleep, because so many women are actually incredibly sleep deprived. And actually, I would love to know in the comments, how many hours of sleep on average do you think you get a night? Because a year ago, I was getting between 5 and 6, and I was like, I'm functioning absolutely fine. And that was kind of a lie. So I want to know in the comment section, how many hours of sleep are you actually getting a night? So I want to introduce you to the 7-part framework. Number 1, we're going to talk about hydration. Number 2 is getting enough movement. You wouldn't believe how sedentary we are. If some of you have like an Aura ring, an Apple Watch, or you have something that tracks, it's a really good indicator of how much movement you're actually getting a day. The third is actually breath work. There's a mindfulness that comes in breath work, and sometimes just being aware of our actual breathing and the way that we're breathing and slowing down our system long enough to take a pause is actually good for our hormones, but most of us don't do it. Most of us, we're walking around tense all of the time. There's also mindful eating, which is instead of so many of us just eating at the computer or going or moving and trying to do all of the things, we're not even thinking about what we're putting in our mouths. We're just eating. And then also a reduced eating window. I'm not talking so much about just intermittent fasting where it's a trend or a fad, but being aware of, are you actually hungry? And if you are going to be eating before bed, were you getting enough calories throughout the day? Sleep, and then science-backed supplementation. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to introduce you to Jen Givens. Jen is a nurse. She was the woman that we met as one of the stories tonight, but Jen is going to walk us through a couple of things. Before I introduce her though, I just want to put this in your brain because we're doing something a little bit different. It's the first time we've done it as a team, and I am so excited to do it. But I also want to let you know that in my past experience, in Carrie's past experience, we have done this before, but for the first time, we're doing it in a way with supplementation that we both are like, this is effective, and this is going to be so effective for people in a way that teaches them long-term how to see sustainable results. And we are going to be running a 90-day hormonally happy ever after challenge. I'll talk more about this later because I want you to understand how to make your hormones happy first. So we're going to do a 90-day Facebook challenge. Inside, there is going to be weekly learn and go post. There's going to be wins of the weeks. There's going to be monthly prizes. There's going to be habit trackers. There's going to be support community. We are going to be doing lives. We are going to be educating. We're giving you podcasts. We're giving you book recommendations, everything to really make your hormones happy. But we want you to be a happy human being too. That's really important to us because we know when you're happier, you give more to the world. Right? When we feel better about ourselves, it's easier for us to be more giving and more of who we are naturally. And so I want you to put this in the back of your mind. And I also want you to know this is not a cost thing. This is something that we gift to our customers and our team members, but we'll talk about that in a minute because I actually want to add Jen to the stage. And as I add her to the stage, I want her to actually talk about what happens through the supplementations that we mentioned. If you are in for this group and you want to be a part of it, just write the word in. So the person who invited you here has a little bit of an idea as to this is something that you're interested in and can reach out. But for right now, Jen, hi, welcome. And she is sitting actually in Starbucks right now.
I am. Thanks for having me. It's interesting when I was telling Katie my story so that basically I could share it with all of you all tonight in the most vulnerable way ever. It was like I've literally blocked that part of my life out of my brain and had forgotten how much power that had over me my entire life, you guys. So I don't know how many people can identify with the fact of like not even wanting to go to an event that you know would be so fun because of maybe your clothes, or your clothes didn't fit, or I didn't like the way I looked in it. I couldn't find anything to wear simply because I didn't like it. It didn't matter how many times my husband was like, that looks great. I'd be like, I don't like it. And then I wouldn't want to go. And literally what I realized was I was giving this really, I'm going to take my earring out because I think it's hitting this and I'm afraid that you all can't hear me without this in my ear. Okay. Just one earring in the Starbucks parking lot. Don't mind me. But it's like I gave the really societal, external type things so much power that it stole my joy for 2 decades. So I don't know how many people identify with that. I really actually honestly hope not many, because it's a horrible way to live. But as she was telling my story, I remembered a time. So my whole life, my mom's always cooked our whole entire lives. And since I've probably been about maybe 13, she's made a homemade ice cream cake. It is by far my favorite. I love ice cream. Okay. So since I've been grown and out of her house, every year we get a birthday dinner and our ice cream cake, right? I very vividly remember I was going to go on a trip where I would be in a bathing suit the whole week. And I was like, so I did like a 3-day thing where it was supposed to make me like drop 5 pounds, right, for the trip, even though it would only make me feel good for like the first 2 days and then it would all come back and I'd be like, great. But I guess by then I didn't care. I don't know. I remember that birthday I declined. It's almost gonna make me cry. So hold on a second, because I definitely don't want to cry. That was not where I was trying to go. I declined my birthday dinner and my birthday cake, because it had so much power over me that I wasn't going to even experience that joy or allow myself that joy, because I had to be skinny for this trip. And that is disturbing to me. And you guys, I have 2 daughters. I also have a son, but I have 2 daughters. And like there was a time when they were very small, I'm like, I am their example. Like I am actively teaching them how to feel about themselves. I am actively teaching them body positivity. I am actively teaching them health, that food is health and not like a reward system and that you have to earn or that you should be punished for because you enjoy. Like that was on me. And so to me, it is equally as harmful as some form of abuse if I am modeling this behavior that could then have power over their lives for the next 2 decades. So all of those things really did truly hit me in 2023. And I do have a scale in my bathroom, but I don't step on it often anymore. I used to have like a top weight that I wouldn't let myself exceed, which I would give anything to be again. Truly, I'm like, oh, Jenny, oh, if I could go back and just give that girl a hug. But you know, I that day on that Christmas day, it was something with like the dress or maybe the size of the dress. I don't remember. And I was like, I'm going to step on the scale. And then I did. And I was like, oh dear. Like this is beyond self-love. This is called, I have children and I pray I have grandchildren or whatever is supposed to happen for me. But I need to be healthy. So it really switched at this point in my life. I guess it's probably part of being mid-40s that it switched more about the health side of it and my future self and what was like best for me and not about the way I looked anymore. Now, inadvertently, does that change the way you start to feel about yourself from confidence level? Yes. Is that from the outside in? I don't think so. I think it happens with you start to mirror the way you're feeling on the inside, on the outside. And I think that's actually what happened for me. So all of that to say, these supplements were something that when they came out, I was, I didn't even list off all the things I'd done. I was exhausted. I was so tired of trying so hard and not for nothing to happen, truly. So if you saw me, I commented in the comments that I did do the macro thing for 12 straight, or no, it was 6 straight weeks. And then 4 weeks later, it all came back. And those 6 weeks were so hard for me. Like, number one, my family eats together. So I was making myself separate food. Number two, I'm on the go all the time. I don't know if anybody else is on the go. Life is kind of busy. And I was literally having to pack food in coolers to go places so that I could eat my meal. Like, it was not conducive for my life. So when this system came out, I needed it to work around my life. I needed it to not inconvenience me. I needed it to be simple enough that I could stick to it, because how many things have you done that you were going to go all in on, and then 2 weeks later you're like, and I'm back out because that was too much and I can't handle all that, right? So this to me was a godsend at a time that I needed it the most. And interestingly enough, I was not focused on the weight loss part of it. I was focused on the health part of it. And what happened by design or by default, really, I mean, in my brain, it felt by default, but really it's by design, is that I also ended up losing the weight. So when I took that photo on Christmas and I saw it, I was like, oh, I should go get on the scale. And I did. And that was the first time I actually realized, holy crap, you lost a lot of weight this year, because it wasn't actually my focus. My focus was my health and how I felt mentally, physically, right? And how it could be available. So the basis of this entire supplement system, and I am the nerdiest sciencey person ever, and I am like so focused on not being either one of those with you guys tonight. So the basis of the entire supplement program is this fat browning effect. And in essence, there's two different ways. You have white fat, brown fat. White fat's bigger, fluffier. Brown fat is smaller, like literally in size. They're smaller and takes up less space, has more burning in it. So basically, every one of these supplements support your body's natural fat browning process, which in a nutshell just means it helps your body burn versus store. And in turn, what happens is this actual, if you look at the body composition starts shifting, and it looks very dramatic, but it's not. And oftentimes people haven't even lost any weight on a scale because it's not about that. It's not the quantum leap. It's not the stimulant stuff. It's not the drop it fast. It is truly a process that you're aiding your body in going through while also supporting its health throughout these other supplements. If you want to go to the next one, Katie. So when you're looking at, and in that last slide, the 30, 60, 90 days, really, guys, you have to commit to the 90 days. So it's not a quick fix. Intentionally, it's designed to be very healthy for you so that it can maintain or support all of your health needs. And then it can maintain that ongoing, not something that you start, stop, or I'm going to hurry up and drop 5 pounds. That's not what this is. This is not the quick fix. This is truly health support that in turn leads to weight management. And it is a process where you have to be patient and you have to be committed. But truly, when you do, and anyone who has tends to feel differently, I would say first, and then you start to notice the physical changes along the way. And it's different for everyone because everyone's starting point is different. My starting point was jacked. I had just done a whole number on my body, right? But everyone has different starting points depending on what you've been doing in your life already to support fat browning. So you really want to make sure that you're committed to this 90 days of patience, consistency, and really just perseverance and knowing that you're supporting what your body needs and it's going to get there alongside of it. Okay, sorry, now you can go to the next one. So the first step of this 3-part system is what's called Slim and Skin. And so everything does multiple things. So they're all 3 going to support the fat browning component. So it's 24 hours a day of supporting that body's burning of the fat instead of the storing of the fat, which I don't know about you guys who would like to just burn all the fat while you sleep. That's like the best thing ever. And then if you sleep for 8 hours, dang, you're burning fat hardcore for 8 hours. And if you don't eat right before bed, you're really burning that fat for 8 hours. So you have that, but then also it's going to support your body's metabolism. So it's going to kind of jumpstart you for the day in a natural, non-stimulating way. With the collagen in it, you're actually getting 13 of the 28 types of collagen in this one collagen powder. That is really not heard of. Typically, there's between 1 to 3 different types of collagen in a blend. We have 13. So not only are you going to be supporting all the health things, you're also going to be supporting hair, skin, nails, and then also the healthy collagen production. Here's a fun fact. I don't know if it's a fun fact or a sad fact. I'm not sure which fact. Fun fact if you're looking at this one, but most collagen is really powders that you have are not even absorbed. They pass through your digestive system in a way that you really don't get the benefits from them. This one is made in a way that makes it what's called bioavailable, which means small enough for it to be actually absorbed into your body's system despite swallowing it into your GI system. So it really does help you absorb it, which then helps it function. And then in turn, with all of the support, is helping to support the normal cortisol levels and actually helps with your blood sugar balance. I don't know how much you guys know about that, but that is a huge part. If you really go into it, the spikes and drops in blood sugar are a big thing. So maintaining a healthy blood sugar is really important. And if you're looking at it in terms of health and weight loss. So when you're supporting both the metabolism, the cortisol levels, the blood sugar levels, you really are setting your body up for a successful state to work toward weight management. And then alongside of all of this, you're also getting MCT powder in it so that you're not having to take that additionally. And then that also support with body's processing of carbohydrates throughout the day. So then the next one is, well, I think the next slide might be about the collagens that you can see, all the different types. I don't think I can control these. Nope, I can't. Okay, thank you. So that just shows you all these different types of collagens. If you know of a certain one that you're looking for, they're all in there. And then remember, it's really, really important to note that they are at a maximum bioavailability level, which means that they will be absorbed by your body, which means they will help support the collagen production inside of the body. Okay. Then I think we're going to the next one. Yes. So Block and Balance would be your midday one. So Block and Balance is a pre and probiotic. And I don't know how much you know about pre and probiotics, but for them to be effective, they must be living, you guys, because what they're doing is replacing the good bacteria in your gut. And they're also the prebiotic feeds the probiotic. So it basically keeps it alive while it's going down the way so that it doesn't like get eaten alive by all of these stomach acids and all the things in there. So for that to happen, number one, it has to be live. Most of the time, if you're going to buy live or active strains of probiotics, you're going to have to get them refrigerated. So this one is super amazing because everything is on the go with this. So there are 3 little sachets on the go. Katie will show you when I get off here. And so this one is going to be on the go directly into your mouth. The first one I put in coffee. You can put it in literally anything: oatmeal, smoothies, chai tea, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Your protein shake, whatever it is. So this one, it's going to be freeze dried. So it keeps that active in its active state all the way through and protects it so that it's actually able to be living when it gets to the gut so it can do what it's supposed to do. So alongside of that, it's got the fat browning. Alongside of that, it's got these, and actually you can go to the next slide. It's got these balances of fibers in them that helps to keep you, this prebiotic fibers that helps to keep you feeling full and satiated. So recently Carrie was like, am I crazy? Or is the Block and Balance making me not have my afternoon cravings? And it's like, yes. I mean, because it helps. It's what it's designed to do. It's not like it's not a curbing your appetite thing. It is a curbing your craving type thing. And honestly, overall, I think this entire supplement help to support an intuitive nature of your body where your body starts to know and be attracted to the things it needs and wants and be not as attracted to the things it doesn't. So also a big, huge piece of this is it has an exclusive probiotic in it that actually helps your body digest lactose. How many people have not had any cheese because their body can't handle it and it's really sad? Now, please know I am not like being a proponent that cheese is super healthy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm a proponent for joy, you guys, happiness and joy. And restrictive processes oftentimes don't bring out the most joy. So this helps to allow you, if you do enjoy some form of dairy, it helps you to process it in a way that doesn't cause as much inflammation and symptoms inside of the body. And then this one also promotes the digestion of healthy fats as well. So it's really supporting all of these different parts of your body. They already told you how important gut health is and why. And so you can see with the cortisol, with the gut health support, with the blood sugar stabilization, how this is really setting your body up to be this beautiful place to be able to be both healthy and manage your weight. And then the next one is the one that I am like, never take this away from me. Never take this away from me. And like, here's another little fun fact about this that I want to share. The first time this product came out, I was a product tester, so I did it for a short period of time. I was not compliant. I was for the very short period of time in taking some. And then I was just like, whatever. And I just kept taking the collagen all the way until 2023, when I was like, how about you use that great system that you had results for consistently, right? So let me tell you, the first time I took this, I actually had where I felt like a little like jittery and like I was like, whoa, I thought this was supposed to be helping me sleep. Like, what is happening? So I just want to share this with you in case this is your experience. Number one, the worst thing you can do if that's happening to you is start it, stop it, start it, stop it, start it, stop it, because you'll keep having that happen. This is actually a nighttime gentle detox for your body. I'm not saying not like on the toilet detox, none of that, but you are taking in environmental toxins from your water, toxins from your food. You can't help it. It's just the way we live, right? You're taking that in every single day. Well, if you're not doing some type of gentle daily detox, it is building up in you every single day, right? with myself, and I'm not saying everyone has this, but I have the MTHFR defect. When you have that, you do not detox. So on top of taking it in, not doing anything about it, and then also on top of that, my body is not doing it for me. So I actually believe, and this is not scientific, I don't have like proof, and I'm not giving you medical advice. I am giving you my personal experience. I actually think it was like an overload of toxins that have been in my body, causing havoc, making me feel like I was a magnet connected to the ground, tired, not able to get off the couch sometimes to eat dinner, like that way. And then I think it was just like floating in my body, and it was like, whoa, what is this? But when you stick with it, then it literally eliminates it. Drink more water, right? Drink more water to get it out. And then it starts to regulate itself. And now it is the most calming part of my day, which is why I love it so much. It feels like someone let my breath, my brain, not my breath, my brain go, from the day. That's what it feels like. It's like a huh. And then because of that, and because the mind isn't racing and going a million miles a minute and thinking of all the things, you're able to get a really great night's sleep. And it has this beautiful thing in it called Happy Banana, which is an award-winning ingredient to help stimulate that as well. And then it's also in turn fat browning while you sleep. So you're burning, not storing while you sleep. So it's a really amazing combination of things. And then alongside of that, we don't have a slide for it, but I have to tell you, Youth Factor powder is our basically our antioxidant superfood powder. So it's going to help balance pH inside the body. It's going to give antioxidants inside the body, and it provides the equivalent to 3 to 4 servings of fruits and veggies. We are all like massive fans of this. And so, especially for me, another part of that defect is you do not absorb vitamins and minerals very well, right? I didn't know this for years, you guys. I was just living my life out here thinking I was doing my best. And so I would wake up and I started to get dark circles. And I realized that is not my skin, because I've never had dark circles from skin issues. That is my nutrition. I am not getting enough nutrients. And it was like a really big whoa moment for me. So I now make sure I have that every day of my life, and I drink it when I very first wake up. So I can give my cells what they need, open them up, give them what they need, overload them with that instead of overloading them with my coffee, which was like an adrenal overload, right? So all of that combined was really, truly what I committed to consistently for that year, and why I had the results that I had. So thanks, Katie, for having me here tonight. Oh, you're muted, sister.
I am going to do that all night because the mute button is so small on this. So I just want to share a few of the results of some of the clients and the brand partners who are part of the organization. Now, I will say that one of the things that both Carrie and Jen spoke of, and we all speak of, is a commitment to at least 90 days. But most people start to see some changes relatively quickly. And some of those changes are simple. Some of them are, I'm actually sleeping better. Or, oh, wow, I just noticed I don't need my 3rd cup of coffee in the afternoon. Or in some cases, they aren't seeing as much inflammation in their system as well. And so it's important to note that because the entire NeoraFit line works with your body, it is also important to consider that every body is different. So how you react at first, it might be different than other people. So I really appreciate that Jen took some time to actually share that. So quick reminder, at the end of this, we're going to be doing a giveaway. But I also want to walk you through just a couple other reminders. So couple of other people, if you have experience with any of these supplements and you want to share it in the chat bar, that would be awesome. And for those of you who are like, okay, I think I do want to try this, I want to also share with you what we are focused on doing as a team. And as I mentioned before, we are actually going to be doing 90-day hormonally happy ever after challenge. And yes, I do encourage every single person to be taking the NeoraFit line, but we'll give you a couple of options based on what your budget might be, based on where you might be in your own journey as well. Within that group, we want to focus on the educational side, not just on results driven. So you can bet that within that group, you're going to have guest speakers. We're going to be doing weekly learn and goes. We're going to do wins of the weeks. We're going to do monthly giveaways and prizes. We're going to have a habit tracker for you to really focus on tracking, because I do find that tracking reveals trends, trends create a truth, and truth cultivates a change. And so within that group, that's going to be our focus, is helping you understand that healthy is what we're focused on. It isn't just helping you lose weight, although as Jen mentioned, that is going to be a byproduct. That isn't going to be the only focus. It really is going to be on education. And so one of the things that I want to show you that you are going to get whenever you get started working with us is you are going to hear about the slight edge habits. And actually our CEO, his name is Jeff Olson. He is the author of a book called The Slight Edge. And everything within this program is founded on the principles that small, seemingly insignificant things that are done consistently compound to create amazing results. And that is NeoraFit in a nutshell. And so not only are we going to be educating you within these 90 days about these slight habits, you are also going to get recipes, and you are going to get mindful eating guides, and you are going to learn more about how to feel good overall. But we are going to ask you to begin to track some of your trends so that you can start to cultivate real change. So now you might be asking, okay, I'm ready. How do I actually get started? What do I do to actually get started on these programs? So here is what I want to share with you. There are multiple sign-up options. Here at Neora, one of the things that we offer to people is brand partnership. And brand partnership is incredible. You don't have to sell products, although I will say it tends to be something that happens pretty organically. We also have a great program called 3 You Are Free, which allows you to get store credit when you have 3 of your own customers. And when you feel good and you start glowing, it's very natural for people to begin to ask you what you're doing and what the glow is that you have. So the 2 options that I have for you are going to be based on kits that we have for brand partners and also kits that we have for customers as well. And we don't have any gotchas here with brand partners. I know that some people talk about monthly fees, and I know they talk about like, having to retain a certain order. We don't do any of that here. That's not what we do. So there's 2 options for you that we suggest here at Neora. The first is going to be for people who are like, I want everything that Neora has to offer in terms of their skincare, their wellness, all of it, their hair care, everything. You can actually get that for $1,000. If that is something that interests you, I encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you here. The other pack that we do recommend for brand partners is the Essentials pack, which is actually the holistic pack, which is actually going to be including all of your NeoraFit, the youth factor, as well as our skincare and some of our beauty products too. So those are 2 options if you're interested in the brand partner route. The second option you have is what we call the good, better, best. And really, these are for people who want to join as a customer. And our customers do not have monthly fees. And in fact, our customers actually have a lot of great incentives that they have access to too. So from birthday incentives to coupons they can refer people with, so much great opportunity. On top of that, Neora Cash, you get discounts every month. You're consistently on a product here at Neora. So it's kind of like, I went to say it too fast, Kohl's Cash. If you've ever used that before, every single month you get 10% back to use towards your next order. So the best way for you to sign up with the NeoraFit line is really going to be the NeoraFit kit, which is going to be your Slim and Skin, your Block and Balance, and your Cleanse and Calm. It's a monthly supply. That's for $145. If you are interested in the youth factor and one of our wellness items, so our sleep chews or our energy chews, you can get that for $197. And then you actually get an entire box of collagen, an additional box of collagen as well. And then there's also a great $500 pack for customers too that includes our protein, it includes our vitamins, and it also includes our youth factor as well. And then you also do get an additional box of the Slim and Skin as well. So that is another great option for you too. So here's the deal. Somebody was so kind to invite you onto this call. And it is because they have likely been impacted by using these supplements. And they probably were somebody who related to being a yo-yo dieter or thinking that they had their fitness on lockdown and just something was off. Or maybe like you or me, they just felt like things were changing as they were getting older and they wanted to feel like themselves again. My suggestion to you is to really say to yourself, how do I want to feel? Go back to what Carrie really encouraged you to do, which was to visualize how you want to feel. What a good day of hormonally happy looks like for you. And then make the decision on how you want to go about doing that. When you decide that you are going to sign up with one of these kits, you are getting an entire team of people who are rooting for you every single step of the way. You are getting people who genuinely want you to win and know that these supplements are going to be the foundation of all of the other items, that framework that's going to help you get incredible results. So if this is something that you are interested in, my call to action is simple. You need to reach out immediately to the person who invited you here and say, I am in. I want that 90-day challenge. I want that commitment. I am ready to go. I am ready for the support. I am ready for all of it. And once you reach out to them, they will get you set up with the kit that is going to work best for you and best for your budget. All right. So last thing, do one of you ladies have a wheel ready to go? Or no? Or yes? Or who am I bringing on camera? Carrie or Jen? Carrie, awesome. I'm going to add you to the stage.
Hi. I told everyone to throw hearts in the chat because there are people watching, because I see how many people are watching that aren't in the chat. And I wanted to make sure if you were watching, throw a heart in the chat so we know you're here, because that's the only way we know you're here. And we wanted to get everyone on the wheel.
Awesome.
All right.
Are you so excited for this 90-day challenge?
I'm so freaking excited, guys. So Katie didn't get into this too much, but we have done health challenges and wellness challenges. Like I've done them for 9 years. She's done them for 12.
Yeah. And
years.
Fun fact, can I let you in on a fun fact? So I didn't get to really talk too much about this. So 11 years ago, I was actually diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And during that time, we actually hosted challenges and raised over $70,000 for cancer research. And I share this for one reason, because my heart and soul at the end of the day, as much as like my life has shifted and I've done other things and I've gone, like, I love a good challenge. And I really love helping women not just get results, but actually get in tune with their own bodies so that they feel good. Not from like I'm an expert sort of way, but as a like, when you realize you're moving for your overall wellness and the impact that that can have on the people around you and just taking good care of yourself, it's like a game changer. So I know that for me, it's personal, like just doing this again and getting into challenges again, but doing it alongside like the team, like our people who have been using these supplements, like that's going to be just, I'm so excited about it. I can't wait for people to be a part of it. It's going to be so much fun. And we didn't even mean to match with the buns. I said, I haven't washed my hair in a week.
We're just matching with the dirty hair.
The dirty hair. That's all it really is.
Guys, I'm excited about the community we're going to create. Honestly, that's what I'm most excited about, because we have been using NeoraFit for a really long time. Well, really long time, not as long as Jen. But what we know to be true from our history as wellness coaches, or whatever you want to call us, is that the community together is really the secret to helping you see the results that you're looking for, because it's so hard to do something on your own. So much more fun to do something together and to help you remember to take your block imbalance if you forgot.
Yeah. And even stories like Jen's, right? Like where she was like, listen, the cleansing calm, I thought something was wrong with me at first. Like and then I wasn't taking it consistently. Those are the kind of things that when you understand it, but sometimes it's just like hearing it from somebody else to go, oh, that's all it is. I just need to tweak this as well. So how long have you all used it? I have been using it for 11 months. I'm 11 months. I'm down 11 pounds, But I will tell you the biggest changes for me have been in my energy and my sleep. So I had to take Ambien for stress when I first started. And within a couple weeks, I was like basically off of that. And I was sleeping like, it's hard to explain. It's almost like you sleep really deeply. Like, it's like, it's just like your brain has been like, I can actually relax. It's hard to explain it, but it's also too, the cleansing calm isn't like, it's not going to put you to sleep. It actually just calms you. Like it does what your body's supposed to do naturally with your circadian rhythm. So you're supposed to be calm in the evening. And so it's very hard for us as women sometimes hormonally because we're like wired, we're tired, we're all of it. But with the cleanse and calm, it's like your body goes, oh, it's time for sleep now. And it calms itself down. That to me has been like the game changer in the evening. How long have you been on it, Carrie?
I've been using it every day for 7 months. I have not missed a day. And I said this in the chat, but in case you missed it, I, like Megan had mentioned in the chat, was severely lactose intolerant. Like for 9 years of my life, did not touch dairy. Wow. My husband can attest to this. And I thought I was never going to eat dairy again, to be quite honest with you, like, unless I wanted to really pay for it. So the big difference for me has honestly been in, like the belly symptoms, like the bloat, the pain, the discomfort after eating. That's gone. Honestly, and I mean, it sounds like crazy to say, but it is. And I'm eating cheese again, and it's very exciting.
Yeah. One other thing that I wanted to mention too is I know I keep rehashing this, but every body is different. And when you're using a supplement that supports your body, it's actually working with your body. And so I know that for me, the pre and probiotic, I didn't realize like just how much damage I had in my gut. I had never taken a pre and probiotic not consistently. And so for me, I noticed that a big change for me was my digestion too. So I want you to know that when you're taking these, you're taking them for your wellness as much as you might be taking them for your weight loss. So yes, I want to reiterate that these are for your wellness first. Weight loss is going to be almost like a byproduct of it. So I feel like I just want to make sure that's expressed, but it's also what we're going to be doing within the group, and the accountability that we are all going to have together, I think is going to be a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how many prizes are we doing?
Okay. So we're going to do one prize for everybody who stayed on till the end.
Okay.
And then we are also going to do a giveaway for our firm cream. Do you or Jen want to talk about firm cream for a second while I go grab it?
I mean, sure.
Or
Jen probably.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I'm like, oh, look at me. There I am on the screen.
Yeah, I have a firm cream so I'll do the firm as giveaway for anybody who signs up in the next, for the next, 24 hours. So if you sign up as a brand partner or a PC in the next 24 hours, and you decide to commit to the challenge, then you can be entered to win our firm cream. So Jen, do you want to talk about the firm cream?
Sure. So our body firming cream literally lifts, tightens, firms, and smooths cellulite from your neck down. And it is applied like a lotion. So you're not going to have to do anything weird to get it. And truly, it's an extra moisturizing lotion as well. The bottle I always say is like literally as big as my head, or bigger than Katie's, because my head's bigger than Katie's, clearly. But it's a huge bottle. You apply it you can either put it in target areas, like if you're just working on one thing, like your rear or your thighs, or you can use it from your whole neck down, which is me, so that nothing starts to fall out of place. But literally, clinically, it is proven to smooth cellulite. And it has not just, so there are 5 like known tightening ingredients. The products usually have 1 or 2. We have all 5, number 1. Number 2, in addition to that, there is a patented extract in it called SIG 1273. Not getting sciencey, but it helps to naturally support collagen, which is going to help smooth and tighten the skin, as well as something called fat lipolysis, which is like death of the fat cell. So that's kind of where it really supports that cellulite smoothing as well. So it's amazing is the bottom line.
Yeah. And then we're also going to be giving away the eye serum, one of our favorite products. This is going to instantly tighten underneath your eyes, take away some of those dark circles if you have those as well, and introduce you sort of to the skincare line too, which is incredible as well. So why don't we do the actual serum? We can do that serum for the giveaway for anyone who stayed on till the end. So if you want to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Drum roll. Ready? No, just kidding. Tina Winfrey. Tina, you on, girl? It is Tina Winfrey's eye serum right now.
I love it. I love it. And then we will actually do the giveaway on, what did I say? 24 hours? I forget what I said.
Yes, you said 24 hours.
Thank you. So you said Tina won?
Tina Winfrey.
All right. So Tina, since you are the winner, if you just email info@katieursa.com and give me your address, and I will be able to get that over to you. And then we will actually share with you in our stories. So either Carrie's, mine, or Jen's, you will hear about the winner of the Firm Cream on what? Saturday. Yeah, we'll share on Saturday. I had to say what day it was. I wasn't sure. But you guys, we are so excited for this challenge. It's going to be so much fun, and more excited to help you guys get incredible results. So thank you guys so much for just sharing a little bit of time with us this evening. And we look forward to just working with you and helping you guys along the way. Bye, everyone.
Bye.